Hey guys, personal injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, driving to work on a Saturday, which explains the hoodies. So I shoot these videos in HD, and I'm just wondering whether you can see that I'm using my backup sunglasses today and that they're filthy. But on a sunny day, backup crummy sunglasses are still better than no sunglasses. My windshield could use a clean too, but that's not why we're talking. I'm going to tell you something that's very, very common. People tell me this all the time, and they usually they say this after they've waited a really long time to even call a lawyer to talk to a lawyer about their injury situation, whether it be workers' comp, car crash, slip and fall, premises liability, nursing home abuse, whatever it is, whatever injury kind of case they call me about. But I really get it with workers' comp a ton. Um, and so people say, "Oh well, I didn't call a lawyer because if the law says I'm supposed to get these benefits, then won't they just pay me the benefits?" I mean, do I really I mean, if the law says they're supposed to do it, then they'll just do it 99% of the time. And then if the case gets all messed up, I'll call a lawyer. And I can understand why people feel that way. Um, and I can understand not wanting to make a claim against your job, feeling awkward about it, talking to a lawyer. A lot of lawyers are pushy. They're very short. They want you to sign on the dotted line without them really explaining or answering your questions or anything like that. And then you're put in that situation at the same time that you're hurt at work. Maybe you're not working. Maybe you don't have money coming in. Maybe the company hooked you up with a doctor who seems like he's a nice guy right now. So I get why people do that and think that way. But I'm going to tell you something. You can never forget that businesses are businesses. And even if your company is nice, as soon as you get hurt at work, your company calls a workers' comp insurance company, right? They're required by law to have workers' comp insurance. Now, as soon as your employer, your job, calls workers' comp insurance, who do you think controls everything about that claim? It is the workers' comp insurance. It's not your boss. Your boss can call the insurance company and say, pay benefits. We don't want to fight. The problem is the workers' comp insurance controls every part of the claim. And so the first thing that they do is they assign an insurance adjuster, and the insurance at a lot of these insurance companies, the insurance adjuster gets bonuses for keeping costs down and denying the higher percentage of claims they can successfully deny, the lower per case payout that they can arrange, they get bonuses, they get promotions. And remember, the workers' comp people have never met you, they've never worked with you, they don't know you. So your employer could be awesome. A lot of times they're not. I could tell you some stories about that. I think I've done some videos on that already. But I think you got about even chances, maybe a little bit less than even odds, of having an employer who's cool with you. But I can promise you, you virtually never get a workers' comp insurance company to be cool with you. So I understand you don't, a lot of people don't want to rock the boat, keep it cool, I understand. But as soon as a workers' comp insurance company gets involved in your work injury case, you're in real trouble. And, that's what I tell people. I'm like, do not hesitate to call a lawyer. The last thing I'll say about that is if you have a lawyer who's adding to your stress, maybe you're not talking to the right lawyer. So it used to be like there were this many injured people, but only this many lawyers. So the lawyers could be jerks, and the injured people had to chase and hunt down and find an injury lawyer, right? It's not that way, man. Downtown Chicago, you can't throw a rock without hitting 3 lawyers. So now you got the same amount of injured people, maybe even less, because a lot of industry has left Illinois, but now you got this many lawyers, right? And unfortunately, a lot of lawyers still have that mentality of they're lucky if I represent them, and I don't, I'm the boss, and I've got to show the client who's the boss, and they're not going to ask me questions. Well, that's the wrong attitude to have 100 years ago, because it's not being cool. It's not being a decent, moral human being who treats other people with respect. But it's definitely dumb these days, right? So that's why I always tell people, if you are going to talk to a lawyer and you get one on the phone who acts like he's a big shot, doesn't want to answer your questions, hang up the phone and call somebody else. It's easy to find a lawyer. You can do it on the internet. There's advertising everywhere. Or you might have found a lawyer from somewhere else. Um, like you can get a lawyer from anywhere. I don't know where you might find. Oh yeah, it's me. Yeah, you can call me. I'd be happy to talk to you whether you have a case or not, or email me or whatever. You can look at the links below how to reach me. But um, end of the day, the truth is, nobody's gonna just pay you benefits. And even if they start paying you benefits, halfway through the case, once the amount they've spent on your workers' comp claim hits a certain number, a supervisor at the workers' comp insurance company will look at the expenditures and then say, no way, we got to cut this guy off. Call the company treating doctor and tell him to cut off the benefits, stop paying him TTD, tell him he has to go back to work. That's the way these things go. So don't be afraid to talk to a lawyer. You don't have, free consultation. You don't have to hire a lawyer. But, you need to know the strength of your case and the weaknesses of your case so that you can protect yourself and your family. And I've probably gone on too long. But anyway, good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Take care.